We practice the TaiJi ritual. It's the warm-up to get the qi moving. First, we go to the sky. 天上, sky above, connect through the body to 地下, the earth below. The extremes of the height and the depth through the connecting of the body. The first pair of opposites. 天上, 地下. The second pair is wide, everything out there, outside of me, and nei, connecting to the inside of me. Inside of me, connecting to the outside of me as I wide open my arms, and then bring it in and expand my inner horizon. That's the second pair. Then we have the Qianjing, go forward action. 2 steps back and 2 steps forward to create the forward and back action. Action forward, back reflection. Another pair of forward, back opposition to find the center. Then we have 左顾, rotating your hip to the left side, and you palm to connect your left and right spheres of your energy. After these 4 pairs of opposites, then we redefine the centering by connecting down from the crown chakra all the way down to the belly. We call this 中定 centering, 内观 reflection, centering, settling, inner reflection. Redefine your centering. 天上地下 sky above, connecting to the earth below. Everything out there, why? Connecting to everything inside of me. Forward action, forward. Balance to the back, reflection. Left rotation, connecting the left sphere and my right sphere. 左顾右盼. Now I redefine my centering and settling and inner reflection. So far we have up and down vertically, out and in horizontally, rotation and forward and back, all kind of square, like a cross. Now to connect, we want to expand the horizons through that diagonal line. So this is the left corner stretch. 左开弓, left stretch, as if you're pulling the bow and arrow. And from this centering, opposition, go up into a diagonal flight. Stretch up, palms facing the sky, the other palm facing the earth, the body stretch, then come back to the center, redefine your centering. Then this side, the right side corner, let's stretch to the diagonal. Find your center, from the center, opposition. Left up stretch, down right stretch. Palm up, palm down. Find your center from this diagonal line and redefine your center. 中定内观. From this diagonal, we can also increase the momentum by lifting the qi, create a nice circle. The first one would be a clockwise circle to the right corner. I will pick up a qi, I will move in the circle, and then I will take off. And I will come back, redefine my center. And opposite will be down. I will use the loop to the other side, to the other corner. And this time, I will go down, use the slanting body down, create this stretch. And also find a balance on one leg. And then again, balance to redefine my centering. Centering, settling, 中定, 内观, inner reflection. Now we must balance on the other side. So now it's a counterclockwise circle by lifting the qi and use the momentum to run around in the circle until I pick up the center, I take off in the diagonal and redefine the center. 中定内观. This loop will complete with that loop. I will go to the opposite side, and then I will go down in a slanting down into a balance, and then the other side come back into another balance. Now I redefine my center from the crown chakra all the way down through my chakra system and circulation of my golden light inside of me slowly come down from the upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian. 中定 内观, and I reflect. I remember all the dimensions. I am re-establishing my sense of centering, settling, grounding, and suspension all at the same time. From this position, I want to continue to define how we open our chakras into yin-yang expansion through the TaiJi practice based on the I Ching of the Bagua, the 8 trigrams. Each line of the trigram represents different parts of the body physically. The upper line is the intellectual, spiritual line. The middle line is very much of emotional, psychic energy right from the heart. And the lower part of our dantian will be the earth part, gutsy part. Now all 3 dimensions we can experience very strong, yang, expanding inner expansion energy. As I pull my hand together, you can feel the power of a stretch. And then the stretch, the inner circle opens. Very yang above, very yang energy in the middle, very yang energy in the below. That's the 3 yang lines in the trigram. Now I'm experiencing in my body. Now the opposite will be the yin energy. The yin energy. The yin energy. Remember, the yin energy only comes from the expansion of the fullest yang. Yin comes from the yang. Yang eventually will become yin. So we have all yang, up and down the body, and then it changes into the all yin. From yang to yin energy. That is only the first pair of opposites. Then we have variations. We have all yang above, all yang below, and yin in the middle. And the opposite would be yang in the middle, yin above, and yin below. Another pair of variations will be yang, and yin. The opposite would be, then this becomes yang, and the yang becomes yin, and the yang becomes yin again. Another pair of opposites. Now one more pair. You have yang, lower chakra, yang, middle chakra. When you reach the upper chakra, becomes yin. Then we continue with the yin, becomes yang above, and yin all the way down. This is 4 pairs of opposites from the Bagua. The 4 pairs of opposite from the I Ching 8 trigrams. We can also use to define our energy as a practice before we practice the form. In the opening TaiJi ritual practice, I often include the 3 yin-yang stretch of the body. Those are the 3 lines called trigrams, which is the basis of the famous old book called the I Ching. Literally means the book of transformation or change. When you see the beginning, you have the yang line, which is a solid line, which basically is a closed circle. Energy is expanding. When you have the yin line, it's an open circle. You see 2 broken lines, but basically it's a circle opening. You have the combination of the yin-yang lines, solid line and the broken line, or complete circle or open circle. And you have the variation of the 8 parts of your energy change and flow. The 3 solid line is called yang line, it's called qian. And then you have the broken lines, yin line, it's called kun. And the other variations, we have qian kun, li kang, we have xuan zhen, we have finally, we have zhen, xuan, and we have dui and gen. These are the 8 Chinese symbols to describe the variations of your body energy. Out of the trigrams, we double the trigrams, we have hexagrams. Then we will have 64 variations, which is the basis of the book called Change, which was early commentaries continue to evolve. Later Confucius scholars make it even more. Now we have what we call the Book of Change, based on the 64 hexagrams. But it comes from the 8 trigrams, come from the yin-yang symbol. Very simple, but also very complex. Confucius, at his old age, in his 70s, he prayed to God. He said, please grant me 10 more years of life. I will totally devote the next 10 years into the study of the I Ching. The most basic TaiJi form would be the 5 moving forces. Sometimes we call the 5 elements, but truly about the moving forces of life. And we begin by collecting the qi. Just relax and gather the qi in front of us. And from this gathering, we experience the center, which we have been learning how to find. And we remember the horizon, the out and in energy. Remember the opposite of the sky and earth. By creating this horizon, horizontal, vertical line, and we begin to find our lower chakra, dantian power, center of the body, the fire, the bliss, the passion of life we must generate in center. Once we find this energy, the form can begin. The first movement out of this is the fire. Come out of your lower chakra. You release it, it goes out, and always continue to go up. At the height of your fire, 火, clearly, easily, if you just relax, the water will come down. It's a natural transformation from fire to water. Just flows right back. A complete forward, up, and back down circle. The first pair is the fire and water circle. Now we use the hip rotation, the left and right idea, to create the next metaphor, which is the wood. Mu in Chinese. The wood metaphor is the nature growing, everything expand all around the center. The same way trees branching out, the same way flowers open from the center, all around us. After we go all around, then we realize we are in the center with all this power around us. Then we use the 4th metaphor called Jing, which is golden crystal, diamond, metal. So this crystallization energy, use this gesture by collecting the qi back down your chakras, one chakra at a time. All the power outside, we gather in, crystallize it, and come down in our center. That completes the 4th metaphor in this 5 moving forces cycle. But most important, finally, after we collect all the qi into your lower chakra, under the belt, in the belly, we take a deep, extra deep breath. And as we exhale, we release everything, empty everything out. And you can feel the body suddenly more power, more space to receive the sky and the earth and everything around us. And we can enjoy this expansion. And finally, we use the metaphor, 抱虎归山, embrace the tiger and return to the mountaintop. This is the whole form of the 5 moving forces. Often we practice on both sides because we have left and right. If we use different leg footing, we will turn in a different position. I will do the other side, same form, but slightly different variations by the rotation. Same gathering, gather the qi, just find your qi right in front of you, right here in me, and then I will focus. I will use the horizontal expansion to feel the energy, keep the shoulders loose, let the qi flow through, and I will use sky and low energy. If the first time I have the right foot in front, the second time I will have the left foot in front. Same position, same idea, sky, earth, out, in. Then redefine my dantian, lower chakra. We call this lower dantian, the gut level, below the belt, the belly level, place. And find the power, find the passion, find the bliss, and follow it. From this energy, we release the fire, the life force from center. and we let it go forward and upward until we fulfill the fire power and relax with this power, and nature will take the natural flow of water will take over, will transform downward and inward and into the roots. And once we get this connection, the energy will seep up just like a tree. The plant will grow, the tree will grow, the flower will come up, and then we rotate our hip. We use that expansion energy to branch out, to blossom, to open from the center into the wide, wide world. And we realize energy, chi, is all around us. We must use our open center to collect all the good chi, powerful chi, down into our physical, emotional, gutsy, dantian body. So this is a very simple gesture, but must be very collectively, selectively centered to find the crystalline golden energy deep inside of us, right below the belt, right here. Feel the center right here. Powerful, simple, crystallized. Now finally, the last metaphor, the tool, the earth, is so important because we need to digest, assimilate, finally empty to begin fresh again. So from here, we usually take a deep extra breath inward. And as we exhale, we empty everything out. Clean out all the congestions. Be totally free and open and start all over. This big funnel here, the sky will come in easily, and as I relax, the earth will pump into my body easily. And we enjoy this big open circle and start all over again and use the metaphor of Bao Hu, embrace the tiger, Gui San, return to the mountaintop to finish the form. That is the 5 moving forces of TaiJi. Fire forward, up, water comes back down, wood spread around, golden crystal energy comes in, and finally, earth takes it all, empty. So we can start all over again and realize everything we have here is right in front of us. Bao Hu means embrace the tiger. All the golden opportunities, everything, the best and the worst, the most powerful, most fearful, everything is here. Danger, opportunity, right here, now. Once you can assimilate this power in you, then you have the whole dimension. Then as we descend, as we come back easily into our grounding, we know this is already our mountain top. We have come back to the best grounding, best place we want to be in our everyday life. And that's how we begin TaiJi. And I can go on for the first circle and talk about that.
Go.
Once we have the warm-up and then we understand the 5 moving forces inside of our body, we begin to use the journey, the form we call the circles. And it's very much like Joseph Campbell would tell us, the heroic journey, because we are truly following our bliss. As I teach the form, maybe we can realize how it moves from the inner center, from the trust of following your bliss, eventually go through the journey and come home to your center. We usually begin by feeling the grounding, slowly let the chi come up through your feet, into your legs, up and down the body. Realize its power is moving us. We do not need to use muscular control. Relax into the chi flow. The earth will lift us up. The sky will pull us up. If we just yield into the energy, we will begin. If we will only yield to the energy, we can begin. We usually call it 5 elements, but more correctly, and we are talking about the 5 moving forces of nature. The forces of fire as a metaphor, water and wood and gold or metal or crystal, or finally earth. There are 5 moving forces of the metaphor of nature we learn to follow, and very different than the elements in the West. But we often call it 5 elements. But be very careful to make the distinction. It's the 5 moving forces of nature as metaphors to generate life force and how to practice Tai Chi. And for instance, fire. Fire is the fire of life, your passion that generates, makes you fired up, passionate. It's not about you look like fire, a flame, but it's how you feel, how your whole energy becomes the metaphor of the fire, helps you to feel fire. Feel you are fire. To say, I feel like fire is not correct, which is a simile. And you try to look like a flame. That's not the metaphor. The metaphor is, I'm all fired up. My life is fired up. I am fire. Water is the same way. And you feel totally water. You will say, I am water, not I am looking, feeling, flowing. That's only one dimension, but I am water. The whole essence of water is me. So the force will take over. I am wood, I am tree, I am flower, I am nature, and you become nature. You are not imitating a leaf or a tree or a flower. You are flower. I become the tree. I am a tree branching out. I am a flower blossoming open. And I am gold, diamond, crystal. I have congealed, crystallized, become totally centered, and simplify, become very pure and crystal. I am the diamond. I am golden. Also, I am earth. I become part of the earth. I come out of the earth, I go back to earth. Earth is my mother. I belong to my mother. I am born from my mother. I will return to my mother. I am earth. This is the true meaning of the 5 moving forces. Sometimes we call it 5 elements because of translation. But remember, Hua is a total concept we embody. Sui, we embody the essence of water. We are nature. We are tree. We are flower. We are the metaphor of the tree. We become the tree. And we are crystal, diamond, golden. And I am earth. Earth is me. I come from the earth. I go back to the earth. I am earth. That is the meaning of the 5 moving forces. 5 wonderful metaphors to learn to practice Tai Chi.
So it is the way to the self, to integrate yourself with everything.
Yes.
In a way, it is the journey of a hero.
Yes, in some ways. Once you understand, the metaphor becomes part of you. You evolve, progress, and change, becoming through the metaphors of these wonderful 5 moving forces, you become a cultivated, forceful, chi-full human being. Then you are ready to take the journey as the hero. The heroic journey is a universal concept. Once we live our life properly, we are on the journey as a heroic person. So hero's journey is very much a part of the Tai Chi practice. When we begin the Tai Chi practice, we cultivate ourselves, we understand our 5 moving forces, we are ready to embark into our journey of life as a hero, as a powerful, creative human being. And then we begin to use our energy, we create our energy, become so completely embodied, and we open doors, we take the step, and we enter into life. Sometimes we call it the dark forest. We find light in the forest. We find wonderful things as we discover life, step by step. Open door, up the door. Lao Tzu called this the mystery, the gateway of mystery, and gateway open, continue to open to all mysteries. That's the Tai Chi movement. Ta-da! Wow! New mystery. Open another door. Another yet more open mystery. And continue. You can go in deeper and deeper forever. You continue to discover new horizon, new things. In Tai Chi movement, for instance, this gesture as we open doors, spread our wings, You discover new horizons. You enter deeper consciousness. You continue to open the gateway to mystery. And mystery within mystery, you discover new essence. And you bring the essence out from what you have into life. The gesture, for instance, this one, you bring the power out to play creatively with life. You also know how to always draw resource from the essence. You continue to bring the TaiJi force, living force out of life and use it in the creative way. And you continue to embellish, evolve, discover new ways finally. With this one big gesture means that finally you fly high. And when you fly high, you must know how to have happy landing. Otherwise, you may crash. You fly too high, just like Icarus, you get burned by the sun, you plunge into the sea. But you need to know how high you can go, when to come down. Safe journey to go high, go far, but always come home. Return to the beginning. To know the place again for the first time in a new way. So in the TaiJi closing, we always come back to the beginning and return to the mother source and be reborn over and over again. Find new ways to be open, to be receptive, to be surprised, to have a sense of wonderment and say, wow, 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 I can begin all over again, to start fresh, just like every morning the sun rises with new freshness. Every spring a new grass comes, new flower opens. They don't say, oh, I've been here last spring. They discover it for the first time. Always fresh, always new. In TaiJi practice too. Every gesture is new and is refreshed. It's always a journey to discover new things. We go round and round, we go far, we learn things, we come back. We reach high, we go high, but we have to descend, we have to come down, we have to have happy landing. We learn to go again and again. Wonderful line from the poet T.S. Eliot described this so beautifully. And these 4 lines from his 4 quartets near the end. We shall never cease from exploration, and at the end of our exploring will be to come back to the same place, but know the place for the first time. Yeah. So we're always returning, but we always find new ways to discover the new beginning. We are never bored. Every morning is a new morning, every spring is a new spring, every gesture is a new discovery. We never repeat TaiJi movements. Every time I open my arms, I have a wider horizon opening to a bigger sky. Every time I open my chest, I say Kai Xing. My heart opens, my mind opens. I have a new feeling of the world out there. I have a new sense of life. And I bring it all in. I will change myself internally. I will bring this change in me to create new fire of life and to start my 5 moving forces flowing again. Fire, water, growth, change, open, collecting back, crystallize, and finally, over and over again, I return to the Mother Earth. And I will be reborn just like the grass and flowers every spring, fresh and new, and start my life day by day, moment by moment, over and over again, and be very grateful and happy to know I finally gaining a little wisdom how to practice in my life. Once we have prepared our qi flow through our TaiJi rituals and also learn to open our chakras and to have the 5 moving forces to enhance our energy flow, we use the TaiJi practice in the form which is more like a TaiJi dance. It's a traditional form which I'm teaching it in a new creative way. We call circles. The first circle, especially important, is a journey. We follow our bliss. The same way Joseph Campbell would say, go with your bliss, follow the center. And later we will explain even more why it is a hero's journey. Now basically we allow the chi to come. Nature has so much power if we yield to it. If we relax, the earth will come up in the body without us trying to do anything physically. So if you allow the chi of the earth to come up, to lift us, yield to it, and the sky to suspend us, that's how we begin the Tai Chi form. We feel the form moving already, and we go with the flow of the power. And we realize our body has rotations, so we learn to rotate from side to side to create this infinity shape of energy, which begins the momentum. Then we use a very classic form called the Pong, Lü, Ji. And finally, we can go back in, let the Qi flow out. Realize it begins to circulate through our body. And we have this one called Danbian, single whip, to emphasize the lift through the shoulders, literally pull us up into the sky and earth stretch. Once we have this centering, we focus forward and we spread our wings, open doors, and begin our journey. Step by step, keep entering, continue to open doors and find new horizon, new discovery, and always maintain our center and continue in. We do it usually 3 times, right, left, right, to enter into a new dimension. Once we enter this new dimension, we have behold the centering. We know the power, and we will use it to take it out into the world by stretching, by gathering again, by connecting to the center, stretching one more time, and one more time. Usually the 3rd time is so powerful, it spins us around into the opposite reach, across the body, and then open to the sky, and come back. Now we are ready to return to where we come from and contribute, put energy back in, and use the power we collected together and put into our body, from the bottom of the feet, all the way up through the torso, and finally clear the body from the crown chakra and release. And now we have come through a simple, classic journey, and we can embrace the tiger and return to mountain all over again. Let me repeat this one more time, how we begin. This is the focus. This is the most simple form. Eventually, it expands into the 2nd ring, 3rd ring, 4th ring, as much as we wish to expand. But this one is most important. We begin just by yielding to the earth, so powerful. We come up if we just open to it. It keeps coming up. The sky keeps lifting us up. Go with the flow, go with the power. Begin to go with the chi energy. Use your body's fluidity, rotation, clearly open, rotate. And use the classic traditional Tai Chi form to find the dynamic range and learn to continue to be free and then increase your chi flow. When you begin to push out on, you expand into your horizons and you pick up energy. It comes back in. Earth, sky, outside, 外内天上地下. Now, you use the shoulder, use the hand, 2 hands, and the shoulder to create this wonderful flow. This flow will lift you up into this up and down sky earth lift to prepare you in this powerful stance to get ready to move on with your life. This is called 白鹤亮翅, literally spread your wings, open your doors, and ready to enter. Aha! If you like what's in front of you, you use your power, you step into this new horizon, new place. And you like it, you want to explore more, new discoveries. Use your center, always come back to your center. step over another threshold, sometimes maybe a hurdle. You must lift into this new horizon, new opening, new possibility. And finally, the last one, you enter into the place you wish to be, and you have found your center. In a mythological way, it's like seeing the golden chalice. The knight has found the reason to be the knight errant. And once you find the center in the center of your dynamic range, now we reverse the journey. We take the power we receive and take it into the world. We stretch it out. We stretch out and take it into the world and play with it, be creative, and continue to draw those resources from what we know, and continue to move out into the world. And finally, the best stretch will allow you to come through and reach across, expand into the sky, and come back down, and finally return home. And finally open up and realize you are in a whole different new consciousness. You can embrace new challenges in life, and finally return to your mountaintop and start all over again. Continue to expand your life in different dimensions. In the next circle will evolve accordingly. But this first circle is most important learning, and we can explore this even further later. Now I show you the second variation of the TaiJi form. It's the same as the first circle. We allow the earth to lift us up, feel the suspension of the sky, and let the energy flow through the body. And begin slowly pick up the ongoing flowing energy. And open the pelvis, let the rotation work from left to right, right to left. And continue with the motif of Pong, Lü, Ji, and feel the energy growing even further. Release into Ah. We can almost feel the energy increase, the circle expanding, and bring it back. Pick it up from the earth, and use the shoulder flow for the single whip. Feel the qi coming out from one Lao Gong to the second Lao Gong, palms to palms, through all the joints, and lift up. Feel the height increasing, depth deeper. And step forward and begin the journey again. Open, discovery, coming back to myself, and step into it, and continue. But in the second circle, the important thing is, as you open, the energy in front is very different. So, variation of change. Open, go right in, and punch into the center with the fist and the hand opening under the wrist, right here. Collect the qi, and then stretch it open. And again, on this side too, punch it, find the focus in front of the lantern, and stretch it open. And one more time on this side. Ha! And this time, truly stretch it in the diagonal way. And then come back to the center and go into the oblique slanting flight. Stretch upward. And then come back to the center and lift even higher. And feel the height and use the height and reach to the depth in a slanting diagonal way. Follow the low reach. Go deep into the ocean. Use the motif of the needle at the bottom of the sea. Step right on top of it and allow the qi to drop deep, deep into the depth of the ocean of our consciousness. And slowly, slowly use the whole body upward spiral to lift the power up. Slowly come up from the earth, between the space into the legs, and use the chakra system. From the first chakra, second chakra, third, fourth, keep spiraling up until It opens from the crown chakra. Release, release. The whole spine opens up, release, release. And be sure to feel the energy all around. Wrap the energy around from right to left. And then from the center, feel the power spreading out. And follow the motif, follow the flow, and gather your chi and reach to the height, way up, open, 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 and follow the big rainbow arc down to the center, and pick up your legs, swing around into this wonderful twist. Same motif as in the first circle, but stronger and deeper. Come back with the last punch and pull back. And return to your base and pick up the chi from the earth, up your bubbling spring feet, into the arches of your feet, up the calves, shin bones, knee joints, thighs, into the pelvis, and keep coming up. Induce the chi up the chakras, slowly coming up in a nice spiraling space. And finally, it releases from the crown chakra and open to a wider expansion to the sky. And then collect the chi, reach down, and embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain and finish the second variation. But remember, several things. First is the opening. Be sure to go right into the punch. Ha! And stretch. Punch, stretch. Punch 3 times into a bigger stretch. And then use this pick-up center energy into this new variation. The first time, the diagonal stretch. Reach up as if you're flying a kite. Release the chi and pull the energy down. Release higher and higher and feel more grounded. And then come to the center and find your height. And from the height, use the height for the depth in another slanting gesture. And reach for the depth. And take your time to drop into the depth. Just drop the anchor as if there's a boat, you're floating, and the anchor goes deeper and deeper into the ocean. Once you feel the depth settling, and then use the body, use the pelvis, use the spiraling Kundalini chakra, upward lift. Slowly, slowly bring the chi up, and finally release from the crown chakra. Release, open up. Aha! This is a moment, a complete openness. And then you gather your chi around and around, feel the power spreading around the body, and finally reach across, way up, feel the rainbow arch way over your head, and come out into a big lift, and pick up the center, and finally pull yourself together and return to the source. And then come back, and finally finish the circle, embrace your tiger, and return to the mountain top. Another variation we call the third circle. Now the energy continues to build, but we always begin from the beginning, starting, picking up the chi from the earth, and feel the suspension from the sky, and allow the whole body to be totally suspended, grounded, and let the chi flow in the beginning position. And then we do the same rotation of the pelvis, and feel the chi increasing in the rotation from the pelvis from side to side. Again, use the Pong, Lü, Ji, An to release the power, increasing more in the Dantian. More An Qi, bigger circle. Now this time, this circle comes back, literally lift you up into the cloud hand position. We do this 3 times. And then continue to lift and come back to this single whip position. We can feel the chi even higher lifting up. Now this time, another new encounter of chi flow. As we reach forward, we imagine there's a horse we can touch. It's a new vehicle we can ride on. We approach the imaginary horse and we lift our body to ride on the horse. So suddenly you feel the energy uplifted. The space between the legs even more powerful. And you test the power. You test this wonderful power under your legs as you ride on this mythical horse. And from this riding position, you continue with the form. You open, go inward, go to the center, and go in. And 3 times, and now, again, find the center power. Now new adventures. As we turn around and imagine the power of the tiger coming to us. And then as we come forward, we lift our legs, we reach up, receive the power. Ha! When I turn around, I have the tiger power in me. This whole turnaround have a new power. And now I like it so much, I want to receive one more tiger energy. We call this tiger punch. But it's not to punch it away, but to receive the power in my body. Now I have the double tiger power. With this power, I want to test my power by releasing it with a spin and lift myself up and feel the power right here. With this power, I use it, I maneuver it, and I use the same motif into diagonal reach and see how much higher my sky is. And how much nicer, more fun to come down the rainbow arc. And this lift give me even more power to come back to my source. Same punch back, same gathering, pull the power back, dig down deeper, and let the energy come up, up, and finally release in the 3rd circle energy and embrace the tiger again, always. Golden opportunity to see what I have. And then when I return to the mountaintop, I know the mountaintop has reached a higher level of height. Now the important thing about the 3rd circle is right after the arm, this energy whips you up into the cloud hand. It moves you, literally spin the spine and reach higher. So your arms waves, but mostly it's the body that lifts higher. And this single whip is quite different. Same look, much more chi. From that lift, we know we need a higher vehicle to ride on in our chi flow. So we imagine, use a mythical horse, mythical creature for us to test, to get on to that horse. Ha! This is the mounting the horse position. We test it by allowing the chi to lift us up, to be very sure we are still on that mythical horse. With that horse, we go into the deep forest. Big adventure ahead. We enter with a heroic journey, deeper, deeper, searching for the golden chalice. And now we found it. We are on this heroic journey, mission, and now the journey continues with great adventures, great opportunities. The next one is the tiger. Tiger coming to us, coming to me. I feel the tiger power. I want double tiger power. When I receive the double tiger power, I'm in a whole different place to release myself, to play, and to lift, to feel the power in me. And with this new power, I still want to come back, bring my energy back with the same motif, opening the sky even wider, come down with more excitement, more joy, and pick up my center and collect the power and do the final punch, bring all the power back, give back my power to the source, and then draw my power from the source, and know the source is always the depth of my earth. I'm standing on my Mother Earth and my Father Sky, the yang and yin of my TaiJi source. I will embrace the tiger once again and return to my higher mountain top. And this will conclude the third variation of the TaiJi circles, the third circle. And I can continue, if I wish, into the fourth variation, we call the fourth circle. Remember, the circles is if you drop a pebble into the pond, it will ripple out. The first variation, second variation, third. Now let's see an outer variation for the fourth circle. Again, we begin just the same. Always pick up the same energy, a little more heightened energy, deeper, wider. The earth seems to go deeper, sky seems to go higher, lift me up. I feel more excited, but still very centered. Same beginning, same variation, rotation of the pelvis. Be sure the energy here is contained. Don't lose it. Feel the hand energy, feel the elbows, feel the whole feeling in front of your rotation of your pelvis. Again, the same. Pong, Lu. Always focus from the Dantian center. Ji. And now I can feel the difference in my arm. The circle goes out even wider. The energy will come back and whip me even more, make me have a half a turn of the arm. And then whip me half a turn. The last one whip me all the way around. And now this energy will pick me from up there into way down into this position. From this position, I will pick up the chi, I will work on the balance. I will from here, I will see if I can pick up the chi and find a moment of balance. And I will try the other side, just to balance my center. Then I go from left, feeling the left energy, to the right energy, and come back to the center, and test my center, and then lift, recollect my power into this embraced tiger, returning to mountain position. But the energy does not finish. We use the same feeling to test the constellations. We call the Jade Maiden in the sky. So we use 4 corners of the sky. From here, we reach first corner over there. I gather the chi, I meet the chi. I open the space. Now I go to the other diagonal. Reach up there. I bring it down. The third diagonal. And this will spin me back to the last diagonal here. The last diagonal spin me all around and lift me up. And I will come back to this power. And I will easily bring this energy here. And I know sometimes when I spin around here, it gets so strong, the chi must finish whipping. Then I will try to use the other side to go down. And then I will find the balance again on the other leg, the other direction. And I will also balance again from side to side to find the center. But again, the energy does not stop because it's getting powerful. I need to release it, finally whip it around until I can contain it in my height and pull it together. And then use the same motif and then reach way up and come back to the center again. And pull back in, feel the depth going deeper. As the energy come out of my body, reach even higher, and finally, new crisis, new opportunity, new power, new vision, and new height where I am. The fourth circle has certain features. The first difference is after the an, pong li ji an. The energy come back will whip me into a half of a turn. The cloud hand goes twice, and the last one spin around, and then I will use this energy to go down into a new motif called the slanting body going down. We'll follow this chi up into the balance, and both legs balance. Balance left, balance right, and always find the center again and pull back. And after this, we want to explore the other dimensions, the four corners. So we will reach the height of that corner and connect with this corner and connect with that corner. And finally, all four corners come together. But this spinning around gives you so much energy, and we will use the same motif going down to the other side and pick it up into balance, again, from both sides, and find that connection. And finally, use energy, contain it by releasing it from both sides in order to pick it up and find the height and contain it. And once we can contain it, we can use the same motif to come back, to resolve it, to collect all the energy deep inside of yourself, and lift and release in a spiral way, and twist into the center. Wind it together, and from the center, punch into that source, and open your hands to receive the source back, and reach down, 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 and slowly let the chi flow up. Enjoy the change in your consciousness. Enjoy the change emotionally, spiritually, and deep in your body. And the big, last open circle is a release, it's an enjoyment, it's a new awareness of where I am now. New challenge is always embrace the tiger. Bring the tiger in as my own challenge. And always settling down, happy landing to my mountain top. Always getting higher and higher, more secure, more grounded. The height of the mountain is still on this earth. No matter how high we reach, we must be always grounded. So after the fourth circle, the same finish, same new tiger, new challenges, and new mountain top to settle on. And we can go on, keep opening up the circles. So the fifth circle, sixth circle, seventh, to infinity. The circle will keep expanding depending on our own practice. So far, I have shared with all the different circles up to fourth circle. Very challenging already. But it's not the numbers, it's not the variations important, it's the essence. Once you get the essence, it's the hero's journey. Every step is a new discovery. Every step is a new awareness. Therefore, one step at a time, we follow the Tao to practice our TaiJi, to find our way home, to fly high but always happy landing, to go deep but never stay down. We need to bounce back, to come through, to lift into a higher consciousness, open space, bigger open space, to enjoy life in its depth, in its breadth, in its height, in its creative power that we know, we as creative human beings, we can practice daily, every day to make our life more meaningful, more joyful, more healthy and exciting. But remember, it's not about showing off. It's about how to feel the essence within you. Even a simple gesture, opening up and coming down, collecting and settling can be so powerful. And also, always, we go back, no matter how excited we become. When we finish a bigger circle, more energy flow, we come back to the 5 moving forces. So I will complete the circle with the 5 moving forces again. Quietly, center, and redefine my horizon. And higher height, but very contained. Find my fire center. Release. Water down. Wood spread out all around. Flowers open, trees branching out. Enjoy the horizon, variety of your space, and collect your Jing crystal center. Collect the center. Ha 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 ha. Feel the ha ha play. And take a deep, deep breath. And release and let go. New discovery. New beginning. New awareness. Same form, different experience. Bow, breathe, sound. Yes. Yes, you usually feel very good, energized after the practice, especially if I go through all 4 circles and the body is energized, you can feel the heat of the body. But I want to make a few points very clear. Important to note, the form is only a vehicle for the qi practice. It's a qigong. It's a work for your qi flow. The form is external shape that you let the qi come through the form. Do not allow the form to confine you. Open the form always to a new dimension. Use the form, but do not be the prisoner of the form. And as I said, each form expand, open. As you practice, you can have variations too. And don't worry about what comes next. Yeah. An important concept you must remember. We always know, this gesture, as you open, you see more. Sometimes I ask my students, okay, now you open the door, what do you see? Where do you go? We must conjure up some new vision, new space, even just wider horizon. See beauty, see nature, and be drawn by nature as you move forward. Each time when you open, you need to allow a new horizon, new vision to inspire you. And as the circle opens, after the first circle, as we open doors, and finally bring the energy back to use in everyday life in your movement. And the final coming together, this big arching gesture, is always good to know. I'm back home, and release and relax into the space. And to have a nice completion, closure, but without closing it. And the nice thing about Tai Chi practice is always ongoing. You do not stop. As in nature, as in time, you don't stop. You don't stop the flow of the river. You don't stop time. Time cannot be stopped. Energy cannot be stopped. Qi always going. Even when you finish the form, you don't stop. You continue the qi flow. The difference between the second variation is you need to realize there's more power you must relate to. So that's why we have the punch, because you go right in the center of the energy. And then you add the slanting, the diagonal lift. Very important to use this wonderful lift. And when we practice this lift, we imagine flying a kite sometimes to have this energy. The kite goes higher and higher, and you pull down even more strongly to get this stretch. That's a Tai Chi gesture. As high as you go, as far as you reach down, so you have the wonderful stretch. And when you use the height of the diagonal, you can use it to go to the opposite, to the Tai Chi depth. That's why we call the needle at the bottom of the ocean. And the needle represents the highest vehicle power you can finally reach deep enough to receive. And it's, of course, if you want to find out more, it's in the Chinese mythology everywhere. But basically, the energy will come up through the body, and finally, you become the new power as you reach over your head. And then finally, you can use this new power to complete your circle and finally be contained. But you know you are come back to the same place, but know the place again for the first time with a new dimension, new power. And the third circle is the new cloud hand, because the An whips you into the spinning center, lifting higher and higher, getting to the center. And finally, you also want to have a higher vehicle. We have a motif of the horse you ride on. And we have the motif of the tiger you punch. And all these is to heighten your level of consciousness. You ride on a higher vehicle, you receive higher power, and now you can literally fly, take off. And after you realize, after you feel the power, once again you must come back, always come home. The higher you reach, the deeper you must feel in order to come back safely. So many mythologies in the world literature. You have the Icarus flying too high to the sun, his wings melted, and he plunged deep into the sea. So the higher you reach in the circle, the more energy, the more centered you must be, and realize the circle must always arc back. So the last reach is so important. It gives you that wonderful completion, easy landing to come home to the same place. And giving back, receiving back, always give and take. And finally, you always find the containment. And if you expand into the fourth circle, increasing of energy. This lip becomes half turn, full turn, and then we use the depth. We use the under motif of the slanting body going down motif. We use the golden bird standing for more balance. We use the sky. We use the mythology of the jade maiden, the love affair, the lovers in the sky, threading the constellations. We use the four corners of the sky to create a much bigger expansion of energy. And finally, we use depth, height. We again come back to the last final energy and return to the center all over again. Yes.